Ow.
What are you doing?
Warming my hands. I'm Hugh Acheson, a chef from Georgia, but right now I am at the Beef It's What's for Dinner Culinary Center, and we're gonna do some beef substitutes. Every day it seems there's a new meat substitute out there, but we decided that, hey, what if we just gave it a classic upgrade to beef? We're gonna take something like glazed ham, but we're gonna turn it into glazed beef. But instead of the honey, I'm gonna use the purity and beautiful umami of pure maple syrup mixing with grain mustard, and that glaze is gonna go on top, and you're gonna love it. What we have here is a 4-pound ribeye roast. Now, ribeye steak would just be a thinner slice of this. It's universally loved, and it's a texture that's just stunningly beautiful. Now we're gonna season this beautiful piece of meat. So everything in a judicious way. You don't wanna oversalt. You don't wanna do that up here thing, that's dorky. Freshly ground black pepper, going pretty heavy on this because it's another thing that's gonna counteract some of that sweetness in the glaze, and this goes into the oven. Now, I've preheated the oven at 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's gonna cook for a while. Then we're gonna glaze it and finish in the 500-degree oven so the glaze sets beautifully. Pull it out, you're ready to roll. A classic glaze is really a mix between sweet and savory, and this acid mixing against sweetness and becoming that balancing act that really amps up the beautiful flavor of that beef underneath. This is Canadian maple syrup. I'm Canadian. Then we go to the beauty of American bourbon. Then we jump all the way to France with beautiful grain mustard. I've got red wine vinegar and salt. As soon as we come up to a boil, we're gonna simmer it down to just medium-low, relax for 5 minutes, and that's really the cook time on this. It's gonna gel up even more as it sits and cools down a little bit. We're just gonna put it off the heat. So to go with this beautiful glazed beef, we've got a mixture of, I'm thinking spring, so I want English peas and then pickled red onions and fresh tarragon. So, beef sides. The beef has been checked with an instant read or an oven thermometer, and we're at temp, we're where we need to be. So let's just get it out, and we're just gonna put it on top of a trivet or a towel and just rest it right in its roasting pan for 20 minutes. Then we're gonna glaze it up. In the meantime, get your oven to 500 degrees because you'll need that later to set the glaze. But we are good to go. You have ample time to relax for 19.5 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes has elapsed. This is our glaze, and we're just gonna get it pretty just generously on there. Getting all of those nooks and crannies. And I'm just gonna get a little bit on the sides. Now this is gonna go in and just go to 500 degrees, just for about 5 or 10 minutes. I want it to sort of tack up. There we go, into your 500-degree oven. And we wait. Beautiful finished product. So this is what we've got, and it looks excellent. Now, there has been a slight subbing of the subbing, which is, we decided at the last second to cut this like a glazed ham, scoring into it, those beautiful cubes, and then even adorned it with cloves. But this is the finished product, and it looks great. Maple and mustard glazed beef, English peas, and those pickled beautiful red onions, garlic, and tarragon. I'm kind of gonna almost like shave it down into smaller, nice pieces. Just use the edge of that knife to really come down. But oh man, it just looks like stunning roast beef. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. This is what happens when you give a Canadian chef free leeway and he comes up with a maple mustard glazed beef. And I'm gonna use the things that God gave me, my fingers. It's really good. The beef's awesome. If you want more examples of beef substitute recipes done by amazing chefs, you go to beefitswhatsfordinner.com. I'm a big fan of beef tongue. This is where we watch something come to a boil, long and boring. How's it going?